I'm going to talk about 3 critical reforms that are not implemented, and they must be. Okay, infection control. We must get serious about infection control. The CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, over the past 75 years has developed evidence-based measures to deal with every form of infection in a hospital, and a lab, and a long-term care facility. For every forceps, for every crutch, for every wheelchair, for everything that can infect them. MRSA, C. diff, the fungal infections, Legionella, what have you. These are based on contact time with certain disinfectants and sterilants. Sterilants are really total disinfection. Disinfectants don't, and they're good enough for most things. They don't totally kill infectious agents, including spores, which are the hardened defensive forms of microbes. Okay. Apply the CDC infection controls. Your hospital and nursing home should tell you that it will apply the CDC measures because they're not law. And the only time they are enforced is after an outbreak. So they are haphazardly applied. We need to make them regulatory, or when you go into a hospital, get the agreement that they'll do that. I can't think of anything that would depress infection more. Another thing that would depress infection, don't take a hospital room if you don't have to, where the person before you has had C. diff or MRSA. Don't take it. That's the best indicator that you will become infected. Now, there's one exception to that, and that you also have the right to see the room record of cleaning. When you see it, make sure that you're not getting a room with somebody who had a terrible infection. You can also see if all high-touch surfaces, like those around the bed, like the light switches, like the toilet handles, have properly been washed. You can also see if they've used an illumiноmeter for biofluorescence, which lights up the microbes. They're expensive. Cost maybe $3,000 a piece. But you can't see a microbe otherwise. So here's the thing about infection. Hospitals just won't spend on it. But we can disinfect. Okay, so that's very important. Now, I would take a room with somebody who had C. diff in it if we had a UV robot zapper, which some hospitals have, very expensive. Last I looked, cost $70,000. Or an H2O2 hydrogen peroxide fogger. Both of them will disinfect a room. So hospitals should buy them and use them, but they cost money. And hospitals should compete on the basis of their infection rates. When you see a U.S. News and World Report study about who has the best orthopedic surgery and who has the best heart surgery, it doesn't matter if they have a high infection rate. You're going to get sick and die from that anyhow, or really sick. So it's very important that hospitals start to compete, I'm just going to talk another 3 minutes. Is that okay? Okay. Sorry. Okay, so it's very important that we get infection down, and it's very doable. Apply CDC infection controls. You will never have Legionnaire's disease if you follow their controls about water systems. Keep the water either below 68 degrees or above 140 degrees. If in the faucet traps you get Legionella, shock the system with chlorine. You won't have Legionella. It's really wrong. We know how to do these things. Make hospitals and nursing homes follow CDC guidelines. There are comprehensive air and water systems for hospitals.